Good morning, everybody. Today we are at Mid-Ohio again, but this time we are here for Yamaha Champ Street. And I'm super excited about this because I got my buddy Hugh the Rider, my arch enemy back here. He's gonna be coming along for the ride, pun intended. Obviously I got Luann over here, and Q's got a beautiful bike as well. I mean,
mine looks better than his though.
That's going to be debatable, but I'm excited for this. You excited for this?
Absolutely. It's going to be an absolute blast. Did you finish the online course?
I did.
We finished the online courses. We did well.
Yeah. I finished mine at about 11 o'clock at night, and then I woke up at 5 a.m., got my coffee, cleared some memory cards so I could get some footage for you guys, and right now we're just waiting for the class to start. Got some other people out here. I'm excited to get this thing started. Let's do it, baby. We started off the day with Steve showing us how to smoothly transition from the throttle to the front brake.
Right. I just need to bring it up a couple of times again. Gives me a reference point. Okay.
Next, we did an exercise with the front brake to get us prepared for trail braking.
Don't stop us. Slow us down a little more, a little more. Now bring us to a stop. Now let us go a little bit, but just a little bit. Trail off. Let's start going slow. Now a little faster, and a little faster, and a little faster. Now slow us down, but don't stop us. Yeah, this is the magic we're talking about. This tiny motion with this is where all the magic.
Okay, we are doing a little drill for trail braking.
For trail braking, you go into the corner with your front brake engaged until you're happy with your speed and direction. Then you smoothly trail off the brake.
Okay, now we're going to start trying to initiate the turn with our body position instead of counter steering. That ought to be interesting.
Well, this was a new concept. I'm used to just counter steering. I'm glad they showed me this because it's going to be important when we get on the racetrack.
All right, so now we're doing an exercise. We're going to be braking with our front brake, and this will help with trail braking. The goal is to be smooth on the first and last 5% of the brake. They don't want the suspension dipping up and down. And this is supposed to help with trail braking, so when you're going around the curve, you're nice and smooth with it and you're not popping that suspension. So far, I'm learning a little bit here. I also suggest if you guys haven't taken Champ U, it's the online course. I mean, even if you're not going to take this in-person course, still good stuff to know.
Got a plan?
Do I have a plan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go 40 and then slow down smoothly. Try not to dip that suspension.
Really focusing on that first and last 5.
Yep.
And then once you build loading that tire, you can do whatever you want with the brake pressure.
Okay.
As much as you want, it'll take it.
Okay.
I took off and hit about 40 miles per hour. That should be enough speed, right? Well,
Hit a nice easy pass that first time, right? Getting here smoothly was easy. Let's add a little energy to this equation now.
Okay.
Let's have to build some brake pressure.
Okay, that's something that I'm not used to hearing, is to go faster. Then Wolf always yells at me for going too fast. Now they want me to go fast.
How'd you do?
I did okay, but he wants me to go faster.
What do you ask you to work on?
He wants me to have more speed.
Yeah? Yeah. So this is light just turned yellow, you gotta stop. That
Okay.
kind of decelerate, right? Like you gotta go to the brakes, you gotta get the thing slowed down real quick. But you still gotta respect that first and last 5%.
Yep.
You gotta load the tire. And once you load it, you can put a bunch of brake pressure into it.
Okay.
The tire will take it. All right, you're good. You're good.
I went down again, and this time with some speed.
Hey, that's pretty sharp. You can either start that braking a little later or add a little speed to it. Take your pick.
Okay, I'll probably have the speed.
I know you will.
All right, not too shabby. Okay, we are getting ready to go onto the track. Ought to be a fun time. Okay, that felt pretty cool. Feeling pretty good. That body positioning really does feel good.
This is the moment I've been waiting for, riding on the racetrack. Never in a million years would I thought I'd be doing this. We all followed the instructor around the track and took turns riding directly behind him. Of course, I was the last in line, so I had to wait a few laps.
All right, that feels pretty good too. Looking forward to getting more in the front.
I really started to feel how trail braking can give you complete control while you're taking the curves. It gave me the confidence to be able to put my bike exactly where I wanted it. A few times I came into a curve a little too quick, but I stayed committed on the front brake until I was happy with my speed and direction.
All right, baby, here's the moment of truth.
It was finally my turn to follow the instructor. I already did 5 laps and was feeling good. Not only was trail braking a game changer, but initiating the turn with your body positioning instead of counter steering, that changed my life as well. I found it made me less tense while riding through a curve. I did get a little carried away around one turn and scraped my floorboard. This is definitely something you don't want to do while you're riding at speed. Slow speed maneuvers though, that's a different story. I continued to focus on my body positioning. They taught us to really move our body off the side of the bike and kind of push it away from us. This reduces the lean angle of the motorcycle, which in return reduces risk. This is a technique that professional racers use, so you know it works. It's already dangerous enough out on the road, so anything I can learn to make me a safer rider, the better. Speaking of being safer, I'm sure you've been wondering about that light on the back of my helmet. It's made by Brake Free and it's an amazing product that I use every time I ride. In a nutshell, it's a brake light that snaps onto the back of your helmet. It doesn't have any wires or use Bluetooth. There's a sensor built into the light that knows when you're slowing down. This grabs the attention of the motorists behind you. Use my special promo code JOGO to get $10 off. I'll leave a link down in the description.
All right, guys. So we were just on the track. I got to say, that was freaking awesome. Got up to about, I think, 70, 75. You'll see it on the video. But man, what an experience. And my main takeaway from that is trail braking. Man, that completely changes the way that you can ride. You can get into those corners a little bit faster. And you know, if you start running wide, you can sneak on that brake smoothly. You don't want to do anything abrupt. And man, does that make the riding experience so much more enjoyable. I'm really starting to fine tune being able to use that front brake when I need it. And as I said, complete game changer. We just got done eating some lunch. I don't know what else they got in store for us. Lunch was good. Chicken sandwich, egg salad, 2 thumbs up. Let's go over and talk to Q because he was a little scared going on the track, but let's see what he thinks about it now. He's over here trying to be a YouTuber. Let's try and sneak up on him.
The rest are a variety of different.
Go ahead, finish your video. I'll talk to you in a minute. Got him. That's payback. He does that to me all the time, so I finally got him. Oh, and I definitely did scrape when I came up to the front of the line following the instructor. I scraped on like the first or second turn. So the other thing that was a game changer for me is your body position. Man, that makes such a difference. So basically you want to be leaning with your body more, so that way you can reduce your actual lean of the bike and that'll reduce the risk. So definitely a huge thing that I take away from that. All right, Mr. Taylor.
All right, what's up, Mr. Go? How you doing, buddy?
Good. What's your takeaway from this so far?
Man, I was scared.
I told him that you were scared, but I told you there's nothing to worry about. This is the safest place that you can ride.
About that.
Okay.
But
right.
It was I'd never done a track before. You know, I do long distance touring riding. I guess it was at turn number 4, the one that's turned the wrong way. And well, actually, it wasn't that bad. I mean, after you went through it a couple of times, I'm like, okay, I get it.
Okay.
Now I can have a little bit of fun, and I got loose eventually.
Yeah, I got split up from his group. I was
So he chickened out.
Yeah, I chickened out. So, were you the slowest guy on the track?
I kept up. I thought I did okay. I did feel like my bike was running wide a couple of times.
Yeah.
You know, because I was afraid of leaning too far. We can't do what these sport bikes can. Scraping on a U-turn is a whole lot different than scraping on, 60 miles an hour.
Totally agree. Totally agree on that.
I don't want to scrape anything.
And as I said, I did scrape. I think it was on that turn where you got that
Yeah, that was number 4.
angle. Yeah. I scraped. I'm like, oh, can't do that. So I remembered about the body positioning, reduce the lean angle of the bike, but kind of hang off a little more. Not like MotoGP, but I think I probably look pretty cool on there. I'll have to look at the 360 footage.
You know, my problem is that when I ride, I counter lean. I guess I lean the other way.
Yeah.
I gotta push the bike away, and that's the exact opposite of what we're supposed to do.
And you know what that's from? It's from doing all this slow speed stuff.
Exactly.
It's a whole different world, guys. Once you get your slow speed stuff done, come and take this course and learn a few other things, so that way when you're riding at speed, you can be proficient at that too.
So I got one question for you.
Okay.
What's your key takeaways from this so far?
All right, so my key takeaways. I got to use more front brake. I never thought I'd be saying that, ever.
Man. Yeah.
Use more front brake when I'm trail braking. I've practiced that before a few times, but really starting to dial it in here. And then the body positioning. That's definitely helped me out. What's your main takeaways?
Those two things and better understanding of the relationship between speed and the turning radius.
Ooh,
that's
yeah.
big, and how to control it, you know, because we all make mistakes, and sometimes we're riding and like you run a little bit too wide in a turn, like, oh crap.
Yeah.
So they gave us some tools on, you know, how to manage it. Hey, how not to get in trouble, but if you do, stick with
How to fix it, yeah.
how to fix it.
Yeah.
Very valuable training.
Yeah, my main thing was, and I'm sure a lot of you guys do it too, is when you're coming into a turn, you rely way too much on engine braking, but you can only engine brake so much.
Right.
And what they explained is you can't add engine braking. You can add front brake to
Right.
tighten up your turn a little bit.
Yeah, it was pretty cool how they talked about staying in control and not relying on engine braking, not relying on coasting or something like that to slow down. You got to stay in control of the bike
Oh yeah.
the entire time.
All in all, guys, great course. As I said, I don't know what they have in store next, but we're going to find out.
Okay, so now this drill is radius equals mile per hour. So they want us to go into a circle, keep the same maintenance throttle, and then add a couple points of brake pressure. Well, I'm scraping. That's that slow speed maneuver stuff. So add a couple points of throttle, and that definitely opens up my radius quite a bit. Then add a couple points of brake pressure. I gotta go the other way, I'm getting dizzy. I'm getting dizzy! Okay, now we are going to do some emergency braking practice. First time we're gonna only use rear brake, and I think the next time we're gonna go and not cover the front brake. The last time we're gonna use only front brake but cover. See what the difference is. Another thing I gotta get used to is covering that front brake. I am not used to that, but it makes sense to me why you should.
I practice my emergency braking quite a bit, but with both brakes. This time, going down only using the rear brake, I was actually quite surprised. My instructor Steve gave me a great explanation at the end of the drill.
That rear brake only probably worked better than you expected it to work, right?
Oh yeah,
One thing, technology, they're linked.
right.
Two, you have more weight back there because on a long wheelbase bike with saddlebags and a tour pack, if there's weight, there's grip. So there's grip there, you can use more points of grip available to you. So think about it on a bike like this, it's probably 60% front, 40% rear.
Okay.
Especially when you have like gear in there, luggage, or
Right.
passenger, anything like that, you can use more rear brake.
Yeah, I was expecting to roll a lot more forward, and then when I hit it, I'm like, wow, I'm stopping.
Yeah, like on a little sport bike, it's probably 90-10. That little
Okay.
MT-07, there's no weight back there, right?
Right.
So it's 90 plus on the front, maybe 10% rear.
Okay.
So you got to kind of think of the balance of the bike.
Yep.
Where do I have weight? I have front.
Yep, that was a very good point. Linked brakes. So that definitely helps.
Want to go?
I think it went good. It stopped a lot sooner than I thought it was going
Yeah,
to
there's
because
a
of the
lot of
linked
power.
brakes and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of power.
Yeah. It's going to take a lot for me to start covering that front brake when I'm going that slow.
I was telling Mike, I rode here yesterday from Milwaukee. My fingers never came off the brake lever
Really?
the entire time, ready if I needed to use it.
Okay.
So like, yeah, if I'm cruising through Indiana and I can see for like 8 miles and there's nothing there, okay, like I'll
Right.
stretch out. But like if I'm going through town, it is
Yeah.
welded into this brake lever.
I'm going to get into the habit of it for sure going at speed, but it's going to be a mental block for me going like 10 miles per hour and lower with it on there.
Yeah.
I took off again and this time only used the front brake. As mentioned by Steve earlier, my brakes are linked, so there's no way not to engage the rear brake. So again, I ended up stopping a lot faster than anticipated.
Yeah, you went to it way early and you're way slowed down.
Yeah.
Because you got a 900-pound bike going uphill. Gravity's helping you too.
Right.
Next run, go back to using both brakes.
Okay. All right. Next up, we will be using both brakes.
On these, especially with all the weight on the rear, you can really get these things hauled down really
Yeah.
fast.
I practice my emergency braking too.
That's good. That's a key skill, man.
It is.
Yeah.
This time I made sure to pick up the speed a bit because I'll be using both brakes. This is a life-saving exercise I always make time to practice. And I guess my practice paid off.
Nice, I'm watching the forks.
Okay.
And I can see that silver will move nice and smooth. Good job. That tells me you're smooth with your release of the front brake,
Yeah.
right? Because if it, like, see it choppy, I know you're 20 points, 20 points, 20 points on the release.
Yeah, I'm really trying to concentrate on that.
Yeah, something we all work on.
Yeah.
When I was out there rolling around at lunchtime with you, I was working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's constantly that first and last 5%, something I work on every time I get on a motorcycle.
Awesome. All right. I'm getting a little bit smoother with that front brake. It's huge.
We went back into practicing trail braking. Champ School really focused on this. I would say about half of the day was spent solely on this skill. I liked that because I really wanted to dial it in.
Now we're running the course the opposite way.
By the end of the course, I really felt like I knew what I was doing. The skills that I learned that day are new tools that I'm adding to my toolbox.
Okay, guys, we did it. Graduated. Fantastic course.
I graduated. Joe barely passed.
Oh, yeah, right.
I don't think we're going nowhere.
Q ended up being the slowest. We ran the times.
Egg on right. See, the truth is out.
He's the slowest rider on the track, but I'm the slower rider on something. I don't know. On the
Everything else.
yeah, everything else. Q graduated as well. You think it was a good course?
Oh, it's fantastic, man. I'm telling you, that just in my mind, speed and radius, the correlation between
Yeah.
the two. Oh man, that's huge.
Yeah.
And just to get to apply it today and get to see how it worked, and it was amazing.
Right.
Absolutely amazing.
There was only one thing that we strongly disagree.
Strongly.
Teaching U-turns with your foot out. I'm not a
I
fan.
can't do that.
I can't do it either.
Yeah, and I will ridicule anyone that I see putting their foot down like that.
Yeah, but it's always good seeing my arch enemy Q.
Good to see you, brother.
Awesome to have you out here in beautiful Ohio, even though it almost turned winter. It got really cold. If you guys want to see some other classes that I've been to, check out this playlist right here. And as always, this is Joe Go with Joe Go Motorcycle Adventures. Until next time, ride on.